Amen. And I will have to say that we're here because you have been there. You have been boots on the ground every step of the way. And when I mean you, I mean the entire New Orleans East community. I do think about the mayor of Lincoln Beach. Where's Sage Mike? There you go. Let's give Sage a round. Miss Kathy. But thank you so much. I know that my team came in May of 2018. And I know that the vision for the revitalization of Lincoln Beach began way before that period. But one commitment that was made, not just by me, but our entire team and people that have joined the team along the way. We wanted to make good on the over 60 years, close to 60 years dormant site of Lincoln Beach, understanding and embracing what Lincoln Beach meant to the African American community of this city, but also what it means to this city holistically. We leaned in right at 2019, looking at, exploring, listening. The beginning of 2020, started to engage even further. Cleanups, I brought the whole team. We have to go down there. You have to put your boots on the ground. We did that. Even as it related to wanting to clean it up, removing alligators and the like. But letting our community understand who was there, that we're not throwing away our alligators, but we're putting them in the right place where they need to be, but we're just, again, wanting to clean it up. But as a step and a sign that we were taking it very seriously. And I know oftentimes you get a little, hey, I don't know if this is going to be real or not, meaning even as government starts to listen and respond. But time has to tell that story. And I hope, it really is my hope, that you've seen our commitment from the very start and how we have maintained taking active steps to get to where we are today. And we're not done yet. You have the right leadership in place, and I'm talking about our entire team that also comes through your council leadership. Councilman Oliver Thomas, no doubt about that. And even as it relates to folks who were in places prior to. Even as it relates to Ramsey Green, I have to give him a little shout out. It all matters. And we don't forget people along the way. Even picking up that torch, Joe Threat. But one common denominator that was present was Sharon Rose, who's here with us. You know, keeping us focused, keeping us steady. So I am so excited. I really am. If nothing else, to continue to prove and to show you that we do mean what we say. And we do not back down. We go the extra mile to get what it takes to get things done. So right now, we're just excited about the revitalization of Lincoln Beach. With the help, of course, of interested, qualified developers, in addition to community input. Again, you will be a part of the process. You've started it. This significant site, as I mentioned, has been closed since 1964, almost 60 years. And it will be a source of pride and joy once we cut that ribbon. And I know that that will be well beyond 774 days, meaning my turn. But you have to start. And if it's worth it, we're all together in the end by God's grace. And as a result of an unprecedented bond sale, and this is what I was sharing just along the way, listen, we're going to, and we asked the public to approve a $500 million bond sale to allow the city to do this. And overwhelmingly, the community voted 75% to allow this city to move forward. And we did just that. We moved with the $200 million, but then because of our great stewardship, managing the resources and the finances, we were able to realize even a premium above that $200 million, and right at 270, approaching that $300 million. Unprecedented for our city. But it was necessary. And again, you all said yes, and we kept working, doing the work. But that's how we have been able to pull together $24.6 million to make this project a reality. And like I said, it's just the start. It will be catalytic. I've heard from landowners adjacent to Lincoln Beach. Ms. Tobias is one. But now it's reactivating assets and really transferable wealth for families. That's an important, I think, accomplishment that we're all about. We started the redevelopment process in 2020. And listen, regardless of all the challenges that your city has faced in the midst of, we've never stopped working. Whether that was a collapse, of course, Hard Rock, we had the cyber attack, right as we came into the end of 2019, didn't stop us. COVID-19 didn't stop us. We kept working, regardless. And again, here we are. We moved forward with the site assessment in 2021. We also moved forward with an RFQ so that we can get it right in terms of the developer that we would attract to help us with the master planning process. In September, in response to that, we had 5 proposals submitted to the city, and we selected Sasaki Associates, Inc. to develop the master plan for Lincoln Beach. And again, you will not be excluded from the process. And like I've said before, the community has to make it easy for government to help, and that's what you did. You started it. We listened. But now we're putting in the resources and the team to help further advance the planning of what Lincoln Beach will become. The purpose of the plan, again, is to provide a safe and accessible site for everyone. We understand the historic character. We want to play to that. Make sure that you see yourselves in what will be developed. That's also the cultural designation that we know that Lincoln Beach is, and the significance. So I want to, at this time, ask our Deputy CEO of Infrastructure, Mr. Joe Threat, to come forward. You're going to hear from Greg Nichols, who serves as our Deputy Director of our Resilience Office. And also you're going to hear from Ms. Demetri Mercadale, who's representing our Congressman Troy Carter, who's always boots on the ground, Ms. Merck. And of course you're going to hear from our councilman. You'll hear from Joshua Brooks, from Sasaki, and of course from I would say, representing the community's voice in this whole process through Mr. Wallace. So with that, I'm going to start with Joe.
Good, thank you, Madam Mayor. Thanks, everyone, for coming. This is an exciting day. Really a wonderful day for me as a program manager. As you know, I've got the infrastructure group, and a long time ago, my mother told me, there's no reward if you don't work hard. So this is what this is all about. I've got a lot of projects, not only Lincoln Beach, Municipal Auditorium. We got $2 billion of construction going on right now. We got Gentilly Resilience District going right now. I got a portfolio of $4 billion. My plan, my mandate from the mayor, get this train rolling. That's what we're doing today. The train's going to be rolling, and it won't be able to stop. It's going to keep going. All we're going to do is pass the baton. We're not going to leave no cans. We're going to pass the baton. And that's what we're here today for. We got a plan. Where's Sharon? Robles? She's one of my senior environmentalists in the city. The most senior. And she's got Lincoln Beach, Gordon Plaza under her portfolio. And I'm confident that we're going to keep this train rolling. It's a community-based, community-led project. Sasaki, I looked at their portfolio, and I'm confident they've done some big stuff. I need a wow factor out of this. I need people to say wow. And we need to have a national icon at that beach. When this administration is over, we can look back and say, we did that.
Amen.
So I appreciate all y'all, and with that, Councilmember Thomas, I appreciate you. As soon as I walked in the door, first thing he said, man, what about Lincoln Beach? So, thanks for your leadership.
Absolutely. Come on, Greg.
All right. Good morning. So my name is Greg Nichols, and I lead the Office of Resilience and Sustainability. Our office is incredibly proud to be leading the redevelopment of this historic and environmentally significant site. Thank you to Mayor Cantrell and Joe for your leadership and vision to this point. Being the first administration in 6 decades to commit significant funding and resources at City Hall to Lincoln Beach is quite an accomplishment. I'd also like to thank Councilmember Thomas and the rest of the council for pushing for and approving those funds, and additional thanks to Congressman Carter and his office for putting in additional requests for significant federal funds on the city's behalf. The biggest thanks of all, of course, goes to the residents and community advocates such as New Orleans for Lincoln Beach, who have cared for this site over the years and fought for its development. We wouldn't be standing here today without your passion and advocacy, so thank you for all you have done and will continue to do as this project moves forward. Like most directors, I want to have a shameless plug and make sure that I recognize the team in our office that is moving this project forward. Sharon Robles has been a tireless professional inside City Hall, doing the sometimes thankless work of things like getting contracts signed, vendors paid. So Sharon and her team deserve a ton of credit for today as well. Like so many who have visited Lincoln Beach over the years, the first time I visited, I was struck by the unique beauty and peacefulness of the site. Despite being a city that's surrounded by water, New Orleans doesn't have a ton of places where our residents can safely enjoy it. Lincoln Beach is an enormous opportunity to change that dynamic by connecting our residents and visitors to Lake Pontchartrain and the nature surrounding it. But we also know we must design a site that is resilient to the rising tides and stronger storms that we're experiencing with climate change. We want this to be here 50 years from now. That's why we're excited to have Sasaki aboard to lead the development of the master plan, as they've helped lead the development of similar parks, not only all over the world, but also several here in Louisiana. So they're familiar with our ecology and the challenges that we face. As we move forward with the master planning process for the next year or so, Sasaki and the city will lead a robust community engagement process to build on the work done to create the Lincoln Beach Community Vision Report. And I really want to encourage residents, not only in New Orleans East, but all across the city to participate in this process. Our office is committed to creating a community-driven master plan that revitalizes this jewel for the East, but also serves as a destination and economic development catalyst for the entire city. So we want to hear from residents all across New Orleans. Today marks a huge milestone for the city and the residents of New Orleans East and the advocates for Lincoln Beach. There's a lot of work ahead of us to break ground and safely reopen the site, but our office is thrilled to be working with Sasaki, New Orleans for Lincoln Beach, and residents to create something that every New Orleanian will be proud of and enjoy visiting. With that.
Good morning. Good morning. And I want to say congratulations to the residents, to the activists, the neighborhood associations. Your endurance on making this happen couldn't be here today without you. And the congressman is thrilled. Thank you so much, Mayor, for standing beside them to push this forward. Mr. Threat, your team, everyone. It is really a great day in New Orleans. I'm convinced we're a little warm in this room right now because we're beginning to feel the heat of hanging on the beach. I'll tell you. But on behalf of the congressman, I'd like to tell you that Lincoln Beach is an important part of New Orleans East with rich history and bright future. After segregation, the beach was fenced up, as Mayor spoke of, but not forgotten. And thank you again to all of the local activists. Our community has been unable to enjoy the historic community gathering space for far too long. And we're happy to see that Lincoln Beach is getting that much due respect of allowing people to be at that site on the lakefront. I'll tell you for myself, years old the last time I went there. And my parents, my relatives all talk. And I'm praying and hoping for you guys that this does happen quickly, because there are 2 living Lincoln Beach queens in my family that I know of. And some of you know them too. Dorothy Jacques Perrault, who's 86 years old. My mother's sister is Vivian Walsh Perkins. She's 96. And the congressman did get to meet my aunt, and I can tell you the thought that she would be able to get on that beach. Because when you walk in her house, it's the first picture you see. So I would say that the master plan, we're so excited of this plan that you guys have developed. We look forward to seeing this great day come back in our future. And congratulations to New Orleans East.
Thank you. One and only.
In the book of Isaiah, there's a scripture, 43:19, that says, God will do a new thing in you. Some people look for it to be a new thing, but sometimes it's an old thing made new. And what we have here is an old thing that's not only being made new, but being renewed. I really want to thank God for that. I was sitting out thinking in that I didn't go to Lincoln Beach. The stories and the pictures I saw of Lincoln Beach came from my mom. My father wasn't a beach person. But my mother had pictures, pre-Betsy, and pictures that were lost in storms that would show her family trekking all the way from the lower Ninth Ward, going over the back bridge, going over the old bridge at Elmanassas, snaking your way to Haynes, going up Haynes, and having an outing at Lincoln Beach. You know, folk who know me know I like to write a lot. I've written scripts, written shows. I do a lot of that, but I don't have to write about this because it's indelible in my memory, and it's part of my life. I only went to Pontchartrain Beach one time because we couldn't go when we had Pontchartrain Beach. Then when we lost Lincoln Beach, and then not long after the one time I went to Pontchartrain Beach, and we couldn't go to Pontchartrain Beach because it was segregated. And the one time I went to Pontchartrain Beach was when they had John McDonough there. They decided to let the black schools mix with the white schools. And finally, that was my first day on any beach. My family could never afford for us to go on vacation. So I always knew what vacation was going to the lakefront. For my mom's family, going to the beach. So I don't know if people really understand the spiritual significance of this and the importance. And for Sage and Reggie and Bliss, and Dawn and Tangier, and New Orleans East Group, sometimes God gives you a purpose that's bigger than you. It's not about you being noted or notable for it. It's not about, in many cases, what happens after you bring attention to it. But it's about the spirits and the people who pray for this in moments like this. Mayor, I think you talked about alligators, right? No, we had to wrestle some snakes, too. And the snakes don't ever go away. Sometimes it's political, it's personal, and it's not about the mission. But for a little Dangwall boy, this is so, right? Because I couldn't go to the beach. Couldn't go to Lincoln Beach, but I'm an old man with young children. And I have grandchildren. I have a 13-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. Sage, you made a way for them to the beach. But not just to the beach, to our beach. I don't understand, especially given we see the press here. And I tell people I'm at a point in my life, in my political life, where it really don't matter what's next. It's about what's now. The press has done so much damage to New Orleans East. And their negative stereotypes of what we call Black Mecca. And the fact that people are afraid, and made them afraid in many cases when we have lower crime statistics than downtown in the French Quarter. 7 subdivisions are the highest African-American earners of any municipal district. 7,000 acres of developable business park. 9.5 miles of waterway, with 5 miles of the most beautiful beach of any part of Lake Pontchartrain, but y'all don't tell that story. Y'all lay in the gap to ambush people politically, or to tell stories about stuff that don't matter. When a city of the largest municipal district of black folk, and working class and middle class and entrepreneurs, live in an area with some of the most beautiful assets known to this region. Start telling that story, please. I got a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old. They'd like to know where they live and where they come from has value. They'd like to know that they have value. I heard something yesterday about the Riverfront District, and that's a whole other issue. But someone talked about the canvas. And 2 of the speakers said, we have a canvas. Rollins, he's always been a canvas, right? It's always been a beautiful portrait. But maybe because it was a black portrait, and maybe it wasn't so beautiful to so many people. Maybe it would be easy to tell stories of despair and dysfunction. The first time I really got into this process was about 7 years ago, when we did a show on WBOK. Folk came on talking about Lincoln Beach. Well, I've been here less than 2 years. And guess what? Now we got Lincoln Beach. So tell the story about the community, how they fought, how they struggled. Let's be mindful and not resentful. Let's take pride and not be prideful. And let's tell the stories that my mom used to tell, that hopefully my son can tell. And Ms. Robles, thank you. Our congressman, the developers, thank you. Mayor, you often talk about cans being kicked down the road. Well, thank you for starting to picking up cans. But this is at least one time where we know the can might have been kicked, but Lord, they was kicking the people. So now at least maybe we can kick some cans because the people ain't being kicked.
That's it.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Amen to that.
Thank you.
So we're going to keep it going, and we want to hear Mr. Joshua Brooks.
Hi everybody, my name is Josh Brooks, and I'm the lead for our amazing team at Sasaki that'll be working with the mayor, the community, the city of New Orleans on this remarkable and transformative project. Sasaki is a design firm that has an opportunity to work on some of the most complex waterfront projects across the country and across the world. And we're humbled to be here in New Orleans to offer our enthusiasm and our expertise related to these types of places. Fundamental to our practice as a design firm is a deep commitment to working hand in hand with community members to realize your vision. This isn't our vision. We're technical experts that can help you achieve these goals. And for me personally, my grandmother actually grew up in New Orleans East. My dad grew up in New Orleans East. She lived there until Hurricane Katrina. And so I'm familiar with this place. Now, I don't live here today. I spend my career working with cities all across the country to do these types of projects, but I am so excited to be here helping you all. The opportunity here is absolutely tremendous. The ability to celebrate a complex history that has a dark side by ushering in a new era of accessibility and activation is what gets us up in the morning as designers and planners. We see a future for Lincoln Beach that supports community participation, that is a place for families, a place for access to nature, a place for celebration, and a place for contemplation. The excitement around this project is inspiring. We're inspired to be here kicking this off today. Over the coming year, our team, in collaboration with the Villa Basso Group and a number of other local consultants, will be engaging with community residents to understand the aspirations, the conversations to date, and ensure that we're not starting from scratch. We're here to listen to everything that you want. At the end of the day, this is not my vision for Lincoln Beach. This is your vision for Lincoln Beach. We're going to be generating exciting ideas about the future, and most importantly, we're going to be working with city officials to create an implementation plan that opens this place up for the people of this this great city. So we're thrilled to be here today, and I thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much. We're going to hear from Bliss.
This day was always part of the plan. I'm looking around, I see a lot of faces that were involved in the community vision report, and I say thank you to you guys. Thank you to everyone behind me for answering every email, every phone call, us showing up in your face wherever you were at, and we're just happy to see you. Thank you for not denying us, turning us away, and actually hearing us out, because this is a great plan. And it's good to know that the community of New Orleans cares about the environment. We care about our beach, and we know it's the cleanest water on the lake. There's plenty things that we can do there. Ecotourism, thank you for every conversation. It has all counted and mattered. And see you all again for the ribbon cutting when that happens. Doesn't matter what administration is in office. Apparently, we're not going anywhere. So thank you all.
Going to the beach.
Except for the beach until now. Look, y'all, don't cut up when it's time for that development to start, and we have to go to the side. We'll have something to do by then. Appreciate your cooperation and also all the support. We have over 8,500 people for the original Facebook membership. That let us know that it was okay to keep going and keep pushing. So thank you all. I see plenty of organizing all of these matters. Sage, Reggie, Enonak, Civic Studios, and also the Water Leaders Institute were very vital parts of this community vision report that guided the RFP. So the next meeting, the Lincoln Beach Community Advisory Committee meeting, will be December 13th. 6 p.m. It will be a Zoom call, be posted on NOLA.gov, so y'all be looking